Guys, Liverpool season. What happened there? What happened there?
So I'll start. I think
He
slot
choked,
happened.
and I think that pretty much
Slot
sums it up.
So it was very clear that bottom up or top bottom, both sides, they're all over the place. Their recruitment was horrible for $500 million. They bought 3 players or 4 players only. I think the manager lived on Klopp's legacy for a long time. Most of the team that won the Premier League last year was Klopp's team. Was Klopp's methods. There was a lot of Klopp hangover. And if you look back at the highlights of the season, I think Liverpool got really fucking lucky last season, guys. Like if you look at the number of 89th minute penalties, contentious calls, Salah just landing on Salah's feet from anywhere, it's just landing on his feet. And yeah, I know, like those are moments, and every champion has their moments. But I thought it was extremely anomalous for Liverpool last year, and I was right. Look at, they finished like 6th or something this year.
Well, yeah, but I'm glad that the referees were so standard this year with all their calls.
Again,
Not showing
as a
any sort of
United fan, please let's not go down that.
favoritism.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's not forget the good old days of Howard Webb and the Fergie time and all that.
50th
So
invincible game. Oh, man, it
please,
hurts.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
wound is still open.
Let's not. Let's
Let's not go
yeah.
there. Let's not go
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I'm just
coming to
saying,
Liverpool
yeah,
though,
I think
I think they had like Wirtz. There was a lot of hope spitting on the guy. He was like the talismanic signing. Literally flopped. I think for majority of the season. So Bosley really stepped it up, and obviously their entire game plan was very hinged on Salah leading the attack, and he had a terrible
What
season
is wrong
by
with
his
him, by the way?
standards.
What do you think? Do you think he's tarnishing his legacy now at Liverpool,
think
coming
he's
out,
leaving.
Not
making
really.
the comments that he's making?
Not really.
I mean, you can't come out and publicly, you know.
Sure, it's not ideal. You can see that those are cracks in the club and the manager and the player relationship. But having said that, he's a club legend. There's no question of
Yeah, but
doubting
I just
his.
feel like you need to be.
And even the best of players have
There
bad
were always
seasons.
signs of it, guys. It's not new. He said this, I think in December last year before the AFCON, there was like a lot of furore about him being left on the bench, and he had some clashes with Slot. So he's a crybaby when things don't go his way. He's like.
I mean, any world class player would feel like undone if the manager doesn't start him.
When
So
you're not world class and you feel like that.
he is world class, though, Gaurav. Let's not mince our words. All said and done.
So-
in the English language.
So,
I think he's a world class player.
But-
so.
Saka
But-
world class?
Saka is not the best right winger in the world. Is one of the best, not the best.
Because one of your guys said that he's better than Messi, so
No. He's
I
not
mean,
better
guys,
than Messi.
there are idiots in every
But-
fan base. Okay, so let's not pick these
Where
random.
would you rank
Hold
Salah?
on. Speaking about Liverpool, I think it's the change in. First and foremost, they all aged. Salah is not who he was. Van Dijk is not who he is. And the change in magic, like I agree with Gaurav that it was Klopp tactics that took them to the trophy last year. This year is the reality of it. The team does not function. It does not function. It does not function. You can spend. You can.
No,
you can, you can have
he
a
feels
words.
more like Humpty Dumpty on the sidelines than.
wrong,
Yeah,
mate.
yeah.
By the way, how do you guys feel Pep Guardiola leaving?
From one ball to another.
huge loss.
It's
Huge
a-
loss.
Definitely, I
legacy.
think the game has lost one of its.
I think it is definitely it is the biggest news of the season.
Second biggest news.
Biggest.
I think
Sorry.
if you are a top team who's been supporting or a fan of a top club, and when I say top club, I'm only talking about clubs that have been competing consistently for the last 3-4 years, of which there
No,
have
let's talk about 10 years.
of which there have been only one. We're glad to see the back of Pep Guardiola. On a personal note, I'm glad that it happened in the year Arteta dethroned him. I think that's the sign that he probably got in his decision-making process
Sure.
when he realized
When you say
that.
dethroned,
Well, I'll explain that. I mean, it's in hindsight that sentence will make a lot of sense. So I hope we do this podcast in 10 years also. But when I say dethroned, what I mean is if your closest competitor has been consistently tapping and knocking on your door for the last 3-4 years, and you finished behind them for the last 2 years. Remember, we finished behind.
but we're not talking about Arsenal. We're talking about
No, but I'm talking about
Guardiola.
Pep, and I'm talking about what the decision making.
Let's keep it. How do you feel
No, I
about
think-
Pep leaving?
No, I think to answer your
How
question.
Arsenal has impacted his departure.
See, Pep has been an institution. I think the number of like the impact he's had on the English game, I think, can be compared to the greats, which is Ferguson and Wenger. I would put, and Mourinho also. He is definitely in that conversation. The amount of impact they had on the game. And coupled with the fact that he's birthed so many managerial careers, right? Now with
Yeah.
Xabi Alonso coming back into the system, with Arteta now being a title-winning manager, and Enzo as well, like taking the helm. So he's had such a pivotal role in
Club World Cup
the landscape of
champion,
English
Enzo.
football as we know it today, because it is obvious, yeah.
Yeah, so
It's a
a
big
huge
miss to the
loss
game.
for the league, and I think
It would have been great to see him with 4 of his
I
prodigies.
I
but-
wish he did it like the year later. You know, just because.
And you also want to beat the best. You want to this season Arsenal beat a Pep Guardiola team. If Arsenal was to win again next
This
season,
is the worst Pep team.
Yeah, this actually is
could
the
be
worst Pep team.
possibly
Is.
potentially.
No.
What potential?
Factually.
We've reached the end.
Factually,
Cycle.
they've achieved
No,
one.
I'm saying
Yeah.
we can debate on whether this is the best, the most transitional, whatever else. He's had 10 years. Next year also, if say for example, Arsenal was to win the league, we want to beat the best. We want to be the best, not.
But we're not talking about Arsenal, guys.
No,
We're
I'm
talking
saying.
about-
All I'm saying is, Pep Guardiola leaving is kind of sucks because we want him there, and we want to beat him.
You all have to
No,
beat him.
Once
Twice.
we want to beat him
Last year also.
Yeah, we finished above.
115 times.
Well,
You're right, Manu. You're